let's move on to the future, Conor. Not the manager. We're going to leave that subject, stick a pin in it. But let's talk about Mo and his future. What do we think is going to happen here? Because normally, I've always felt like he was going to stay. All the way through his Liverpool career, I've always felt like he was going to stay. Never at any point did I think now is the time he's going to move on. Obviously, last year we were all worried about it, but we still held out hope that the right thing would happen. This summer, though, it really feels like a time where it might work for all parties concerned. And that's the key point here, because what we as fans want is two things. We want transparency, because we want to know if Mo is going to leave in the summer, then obviously he gets the send-off he deserves. There's nothing would be worse than Mo saying goodbye at the end of the season, us not knowing it, and then him moving to Al Hilal, Al Ittihad, or whoever it is in the summer. So Liverpool fans, and I'm sure the Anfield faithful, will absolutely want to plan something special. But secondly, the situation with his game time at Liverpool and his numbers this season, are his numbers this season bad for you? Or do you think it is just that the whole team has been nowhere near as good as we should be, and that's just a kind of byproduct of it?
It's probably a bit of both, really. Like, I don't think he's at his best, but then, like, how many of our players have been at their best? Like, again, like, everyone's kind of fallen off a cliff this season, so I find it kind of hard to put, like, too much blame on him specifically. Like, he's not up to the standards he usually is, but, like I said, pretty much half the team is that way. So even, like, what's he have, like 6 goals and 7 assists, or 6-7, of course. Just like,
I get that one, kids. I get that reference. Uncle Craigo.
You got the meme. Yeah, like it's okay number. Like, it's not absolutely horrendous. It's just because we're so used to seeing him score like every single game that it looks worse. And like, I'm not trying to say he's been brilliant by any stretch, but I think it is a little bit over hyped, overdone, just like in terms of it's probably like our season, really, like the expectation versus reality more than anything with Mohamed Salah. Like, I feel like if we get signed a winger in the summer and he had 6 goals and 7 assists, we'll be doing like, yeah, that's fair enough. That's a decent return so far. Like, so don't think he's completely washed or anything, but like, I think if he continues to be rotating in and out of the team, and maybe if we don't make the Champions League, then that could be part of it as well. Maybe he says his goodbyes in the summer and he's off then, but I think it very much is in the balance at the minute, and I don't really know which way to call it, in all honesty.
There was a stat, and I'm probably going to ruin this, but there was a stat that said something like he has the second most passes leading to chance creation behind Bruno Fernandes in the Premier League this season. And that is one aspect of his game that I've been trying to pay a little bit more attention to in recent weeks. So it's been a couple of lovely balls he's played in, let's say, for Ekitike on his head, lovely outside of the footballs. But he is adding that dimension to his game as well, Conor. And there I throw out the word pre-assist.
Pre-assist. Or even just like, yeah, he's kind of turned into this playmaker kind of player, isn't he? Especially highlighted by the fact that he has more assists this year than goals, which would be very unusual for him. So like, yeah, it will be interesting to see, like, can he really adapt to that, and if he can start to get more of a return, and again, if he actually manages to keep his position in the team or not. Like, I think he's playing a lot recently, but that could be down to the fact that we don't really have many options. Like, the injuries have gotten so bad. Like, I'd love to see if Isak and everyone else was fit, like, would he be getting quite as much game time as he is, or would Arne be putting him back on the bench like he was back around Christmas time? Like, it's so hard to call. Like, I really don't know. I don't want him to leave ultimately, but I think it's definitely looking more possible he leaves in the summer than a couple of months ago.
I think as well, did he move level with Steven Gerrard for assists now in the Premier League? Was it 92 or something 92, like that?
Yeah. He got 1 assist for Chelsea, so he has technically got 1 more than Gerrard in the Premier League, but the same amount for Liverpool.
So there you go. I mean, that again just shows you what he's been for us over the last few years. And to get around to what I think is going to happen with his future, I mean, I've seen figures of about 30 to 50 million pounds as a transfer fee maybe being mentioned. There is, I can't believe I'm about to say this, Conor, but there is a feeling that if he's going to go over there and replace Ronaldo as the face of the Saudi Pro League, the 1.2 million quid a week just feels like he's been underpaid to me, mate, because that's 300 grand they're talking about him getting 1.2 million quid a month, where Ronaldo's on 3.5 million quid a month. It just feels like, come on, pay the man if you want him to be the face of the Saudi Pro League. And by the way, can we have a little minute to just talk about that absolute man-child throwing his toys out of the pram because he can't win the Saudi Pro League, and he's moaning that they're not getting backed enough at Al Nassr compared to other sides. It really is just a joke. Imagine getting paid £500,000 a week, having a staff of 14 or something like that, and moaning because you can't win the Saudi Pro League.
Wasn't there, like, the whole thing is so bizarre though, isn't it? Like, basically the same owner for the 4 teams And I think is he kind of accusing them of like favouring one team over the other? Like it's just such a weird. Like you're basically giving out to your owner saying stop giving them all the good players, give them to us. Like it's a very weird system over there, and it's kind of just like I don't want to say it's very American, but it just seems like this little closed system thing that just makes no sense whatsoever. Like and yeah, like to keep throwing your toys out the pram over something like that is ridiculous. Like if he is as good as he thinks he is, he should be scoring 50 goals a game and just winning it single handedly. To be fair.
But they do have a decent side, like Mane, and that's in it. Like that's what I'm. It's and the Saudi Pro League. As much as I've kept a brief look at it, the title races seem to be quite close. Even this year, I think there's only 1 or 2 points in it. Like so, just knuckle down, shut up, and take that tax-free money every week. I mean, for the love of God, it's so far removed from touch with normal people.
It is very weird. I just don't pay any attention to that league. In all honesty, it's just not on my radar one bit.
So, but as I was going back to talk about Mo, this for me feels like the first time I actually think it might happen this summer, and I do believe it will be his decision. I think the club will keep him happily if Mo wants to stay, and I think if Mo wants to entertain it. Do you believe that those conversations are happening with Al Ittihad at the minute? Like, do you think that there's more common ground perhaps before, more appetite for Mo to make that move this summer?
I'd imagine like a player in Salah's position, like coming towards the end of his career, just over a year left in his contract, I'd imagine his agent will be talking about a lot of clubs anyway, like regardless of if he was actually going to leave or not, to be fair. So I'm sure there is talks there. My only thing with Saudi is like I do wonder if Salah would really want to go there just yet, in terms of like if he comes off an average season, I'd say with us, like will he want to prove himself still? Like the whole thing of him falling out with Slot was him wanting to be in the team and actually challenging and playing. Like I wonder, like would he see himself above the Saudi league still? Like of course, £1.2 million a week might change his mind, but in my head, I'm just thinking like if he wanted to leave now, could we see someone like a PSG or I don't know who would actually come in for him? But I just can't see him in Saudi just yet. Like I think he will back himself to be better than that still. But like I said, maybe money talks at that end of his career. Like maybe he just will take it and head off there and become the new king of that league.
I really do hope that if he stays in Europe, it's with us. I really, really don't want him going to another side. If he goes to the Pro League for a different project, fair enough. But I hope if he stays in Europe and he feels like he still has a bit to give, that he stays with us. So on Salah, to finish up with him, in the last 10 years, or your time supporting Liverpool over the last 10 years, where would you rank Mohamed Salah with regards to the importance of a success? Because I've gone back and forth on this one a few times. And for me, I've always said I think it was the defensive solidity and the additions of Allison, Van Dijk, which really got us over the line. And the reason that I say that is not because Salah's numbers haven't been absolutely exceptional and deserving of every bit of praise he's gotten, but we've always had good attackers in my lifetime supporting Liverpool. You know, we've always had people up the other end who are able to ball in the net, but it's that lack of real steel at the back that I feel has cost us, and the calm presences of Allison and Van Dijk always just tipped it for me. But where would you rank, Mo?
It's really hard to know, isn't it? Because like you said, we obviously had great attackers over the years, but like we didn't really win anything then. Like serious trophies. Like that was in Salah's time. We won like in the last 10 years, I say, the Champions League and the 2 Premier Leagues, and particularly last season. Like I think 90% of that was nearly down to Salah just carrying us every week. In fairness, so like it is hard. Like because like I know what you're saying, that Van Dijk. I think Van Dijk and Salah will be the two. It kind of just depends which one you put more emphasis on. So I'd probably edge it towards Salah just because it's so many goals over so many seasons. But like that's not to discredit Van Dijk one bit. Like he should have got that Ballon d'Or. I think Salah should have had a Ballon d'Or in that time as well, to be fair. But I think Salah just about edges it for me, and then Van Dijk, and then after that, I'm not really sure, to be honest, in the last 10 years. But yeah, them two would definitely be the top ones for me.
See, I'm fully paid up member of the goalkeeping fraternity. For me, I would probably tip Allison, because there's been very few goalkeepers, and I love Pepe Reina when he was at Liverpool, by the way. I absolutely loved him. But there's very few goalkeepers that when there's a one-on-one with a forward, I'm surprised if the forward scores. And that's where I'm at with Allison's, where I've always been at. I view that man as a superhero. Like he can do no wrong in my eyes. Everything I love about the position I played, that man has. So for me, yeah, I understand it, and rightly so. Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk in the conversation, but I'm always going to be pushing the Allison angle personally, because that was my position, and he's just been amazing.
He has, yeah. Like he's probably been the best keeper in the world over the last 6 or 7 years, to be fair, hasn't he? Like he is just like definitely up there, and he deserves a lot of plaudits. And to be fair, I probably did overlook him slightly in that conversation, but yeah, I think
even
Salah
especially for the header, like in the timing of the passing of his father and the tragic circumstances, and just having I'm not a religious man, and I don't mean to bring religion into it, but you can see he's a man who's at peace with his existence. He's a man who has a higher power, and he's a man who's an obvious man of faith, and that reassurance kind of comes through in everything that he does. And that header, it was just beautiful. It was just meant to be, wasn't it?
It was, to be fair, and like you can't write that, like especially like I said, like coming off the back of his father dying and stuff as well. Like it is just, it's fairy tale stuff. Like if you wrote that in the book, you'd say it's too far fetched to happen, and it actually did go and happen. And ultimately, he got us over the line. And yeah, it will be a huge loss when he leaves. To be fair, because like it's very hard to find a keeper you can be that confident in. Like Mamardashvili's been decent when he's played, but he's no Allison, is he?